Okay, so if you're a real estate agent on social media, you're probably posting a lot. But here's the real question, right? Are those posts just getting you views and likes, or are they actually starting conversations and bringing in real leads? Today, we're going to break down exactly how the top agents turn their social media feed into an absolute client-generating machine.
And this right here is the dilemma that so many agents get stuck in. They confuse being seen with being effective. Look, racking up likes is great for the ego, but it doesn't pay the bills. The real goal is to shift your mindset from just being visible to being truly effective in starting conversations that actually lead to clients.
So, how in the world do you make that shift? Well, it all starts with a philosophy from Jimmy Mackin, who's the co-founder of Listing Leads, and honestly, it might sound a little wrong at first. He calls it the cheap and fast approach, and trust me, it's a total game changer. And this is where your whole mindset has to flip. This isn't about spending hours creating the perfect, polished, studio-quality video. No way. It's all about speed and learning. The real goal is to get something, anything, out there quickly so you can get immediate feedback from the market. Are people actually responding? What's hitting the mark? And what's totally falling flat?
You see, this cheap and fast method creates what we call a feedback loop. It's so powerful. You test out an idea, you see how your audience reacts, like right now, in real time, and then you adjust and you improve for the next one. It's this non-stop cycle of testing and tweaking that lets the most successful agents turn their everyday content into actual paying clients.
All right, so with that whole cheap and fast idea as our foundation, let's dive into the playbook. I'm going to give you 4 specific types of posts that are absolutely proven to start conversations and get you leads like today.
First one up is a strategy called the curiosity gap. And this is all about challenging something your audience thinks they know to create this powerful sense of intrigue that they just can't ignore. So how does this actually work? Let's take online home valuations. You know the ones. Most people kind of trust them, but as an agent, you know they can be just wildly off. So you start by challenging that belief. You make a post about a recent online estimate that was off by, say, $100,000. Then you simply offer to provide your real expert analysis for anyone who's now curious about their own home's true value.
And this is why it's so brilliant. You're not just throwing information at them, you're making it deeply personal. You're activating that little voice in their head that's now wondering, wait a minute, how wrong is my estimate? That's the curiosity that gets them to raise their hand.
Okay, our second strategy is the deal of the week. This one is absolutely perfect for any agent out there who thinks, I can't post anything valuable. I don't have any listings right now. This strategy is here to tell you that that is completely the wrong way to think about it.
You see, you don't need your own listing for this at all. Your job here is to become the market's expert analyst. You scan everything available on the market, you find what you truly believe is the single best opportunity for a buyer, and you share it. What this does is it positions you as the expert who's doing the heavy lifting for them. And that right there is the key mindset shift. You are not selling a house, you are selling your analysis. Think about it. In a world where everyone is drowning in options, what people crave is a plan. They want an expert to cut through all the noise, and this post shows them that you're the one who can do it.
Now for our third strategy. We've got the magic buyer. This one is all about flipping the entire script. Instead of just sitting around and waiting for inventory to pop up, the best agents go out and they create it themselves.
Here's how it works. You take a real buyer you're working with and you post their very specific needs, their price range, the neighborhood they want, the number of bedrooms. Then you just ask your audience a super simple question. Do you know of a home that fits this? Just like that, you've turned your entire social network into your own personal distribution channel, all while showing everybody that you are busy and actively working with real clients.
And that's really the difference, isn't it? It separates a reactive agent from a proactive one. The absolute best in the business don't just wait for the perfect house to hit the MLS. They go out there and make deals happen.
And our final strategy is one of my personal favorites, just because of how simple and smart it is. Create anticipation. This is all about building interest before you even deliver the valuable information. So instead of just posting a boring list of recent price reductions, you totally reframe it. You post something like, hey everyone, I'm going to spend the afternoon digging through the MLS to find the biggest price drops in our area. And then you ask, who wants me to send them the list when I'm done? See what you did? You're inviting people into your process and getting them to ask you for the info.
It's such a subtle but incredibly powerful psychological shift. You do the work before you do the work. By getting people to opt in first, to say, yes, I want that,
They become so much more invested and engaged when you finally deliver it to them.
So okay, we've just gone through 4 very specific tactics, but what's the one single principle that ties all of them together? Why do these posts actually work when so many others just don't? I want you to really think about this for a second. When you look at most real estate agents' businesses, what is the real bottleneck? What is the one thing that, if they just had more of it, would completely change the game for them?
And there it is. That's the big secret. The problem for most agents isn't their ability to close a deal once they're sitting at the kitchen table. The real bottleneck is getting into enough conversations to begin with. That is the entire game.
And that is the real goal of every single one of these strategies, to reduce friction. They make that very first step of engaging with you as easy as humanly possible. You're not asking them to sign a contract. You're not asking for a huge commitment. You're just asking for a simple comment or a message to start a simple dialogue.
So we've got the tactics. We've got the core principle behind them. But to really put this all into action, it requires one last absolutely crucial shift in how you think. You have to choose which game you're going to play. The loser's game is trying to create that one single perfect post. And that just leads to overthinking, paralysis, and never actually posting. The winner's game is all about consistency. It's about showing up, putting stuff out there, and letting the market tell you what works.
So I'll just leave you with this one final thought to chew on. Take a hard look at your social media, at all of your marketing, at your entire process. The ultimate question you've got to ask yourself is this: are you making it incredibly easy for people to say yes? Not yes to buying or selling a house tomorrow, but yes to that first, tiny, simple conversation.